G'day guys, this is a quick video on how to use a methylated spirit stove if you've never used one before. These stoves are also called alcohol stoves or spirit stoves. They're becoming a lot less common nowadays, but they're still used in sailboats and places like that because they're safer generally when used correctly than a gas stove. So this one's actually come out of our sailboat. It's a Ravia M8 model stove, and it's fairly typical of what you'd see, I guess, in an ocean-going, small ocean-going sailboat. So what I'll do, I'll just show you how our one works. They're generally very similar in their operation, but I guess if you're going to light your one for the first time, just make sure that you look at the instructions because they can vary a little bit, so don't just go entirely off this video. Okay, so basically, as the name suggests, the stove runs off methylated spirits. It gets filled up at the top here, and it's got a tank behind there, and then you can see there's basically a pipe that runs out here with a wick that goes down to the burner. So I'm going to use this burner as a demonstration. I've already got some methylated spirits in the tank. So what I want to do is turn it on, and you'll see the metho start coming out there. Let it go for a little bit, and then I want to turn it off. I want to make sure that it's completely off. And the reason I want to do that, and especially if you're doing this for the first time, is you want to make certain that more fuel doesn't pool up in here and overflow. If you're in a confined space, that can cause a world of dramas, and you can end up with a big fire risk. Alright, so now I've checked that isn't putting any more methylated spirits in the bowl. I'll go ahead and light what's in there. As you can see, during the day particularly, it's quite difficult to actually see that it's lit because it's got a blue flame. Now what I want to do here is just cycle this on and off a bit, just to keep a minimal level of fuel in the bowl. Now what that's doing is actually heating up the burner above it. So as you can see, I've only got a little bit in there and the flame's already fairly high. So that's why I sort of suggest you've got to be careful with it. And again, that's a demonstration. That's only a tiny bit added to it, and it can get up quite high. Alright, there we go. So hopefully you can hear that now. Now the burner's running. And it's ready to go. Alright, so when you go to turn it off, well, I'm sorry, before you do that, essentially this just controls, this knob just controls the amount of heat you want, and it's fairly sensitive, particularly on this stove. So I'll go and turn it off. If you're going to reignite it straight away again, if you turn it on, generally it will ignite from the burner. If I was to turn that off and leave that for a couple of minutes, then yeah, essentially then you'd have to redo the procedure again. So yeah, look, that's basically it. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them below. As I said, just a word of warning, the stoves vary a little bit, so make sure that you know what you're doing with your particular stove. This video is just for information purposes for how I use mine. Alright, thanks guys.